movie. You don't even have to like martial arts. This is just a good movie. In fact, I made my mom watch it the other day because I told her, hey, I'm going to talk to the director and writer of this great movie that just happens to have martial arts in it. She loved the movie, and she's not even really into martial arts.
Right. Well,
hey guys, welcome to Lionheart Week. All videos this week will be on Lionheart, posted Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So in today's video, we're going to talk about why is Lionheart so good. If you're like me, you think it's one of Jean-Claude Van Damme's best. In fact, I think it's one of the best movies in general, Van Damme or not. So anyway, with me is writer-director Sheldon Lettich. We're going to discuss that. Make sure to please help support the video by hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing the video. And if you want to smell amazing, I could get you a discount on Black Belt fragrances, cologne, and perfume. All information linked in the description below. And with that said, let's get on to this discussion. Like when you were making those movies back then, because again, we talked about Bloodsport.
First, he demolished the supreme player in the most brutal sport in the world.
Greatest martial arts film, obviously greatest tournament film. Lionheart, I think it's safe to say that most people will consider it the best underground fighting film. Because they made it, again, just like Bloodsport, they made a lot of knockoffs of like Lionheart, right?
Right.
None even come close. And you know what I kind of think it is, and it obviously would have had to do a lot with your writing. It's like, I feel like a lot of the other martial arts movies, like the low grade ones, I don't think the people who wrote them or made them really thought of them as like a movie. They thought of them more like as a martial arts movie, whereas like
they follow a formula. And in Lionheart, we very specifically tried to not go with the formula because, wait, I think it's my, pause it again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's my sister-in-law. She's waiting for me, Hélène Gaultier.
I'm gonna decline this call.
Okay, so yeah, you're talking about they followed a formula like those other low-grade martial arts movies.
And in Lionheart, we very consciously tried to break out of that mold. We tried not to follow the template. Great example. The movie starts out with the brother of Jean-Claude's character being killed by some drug dealers. Okay, they drop a match on him, set him on fire. Now, in your typical martial arts movie or typical action movie from that period of time, he's going to spend the rest of the movie hunting those guys down and killing them one by one, right?
Sure.
He never goes after them. Doesn't even ask about them. Asks about them just peripherally when he's talking to the doctor about his brother's condition. And all he asks is, did they catch the guys? And in the original version of it, the doctor even says, oh, Mr. Gaultier, aren't there more important concerns on your mind right now rather than whether or not they caught the guys? Because he's got left behind a wife and a daughter. Well, Universal even made us put in an extra line because they felt that the audiences would be disappointed if those guys got away scot-free. So we put in an ADR line, yes, Mr. Gaultier, they've all been apprehended, they're all in jail right now, something like that. But originally, we didn't even have that. Basically, it wasn't about catching those guys, going after those guys. And in a typical, if you were following the template, the final fight in the movie would have been with one of those guys.
Sure.
Okay, they would have been caught up with the guys that killed his brother. It all would have been about revenge, getting the guys who killed his brother. Now, we didn't do that, and it worked great for audiences. They didn't need that. On the next movie we did, the Double Impact, we totally went for it. Okay, it was totally revenge. Okay, they killed our parents. Now we're going to hunt them down one by one and kill every last one of them. And the movie ends when we killed the two major bad guys. We killed Zhang and Griffin, and that's the end of the movie right there. So it was we turned it into a total revenge movie, but we did the complete opposite with Lionheart. which is kind of one thing that's really kind of great about Lionheart is that it goes against those conventions, but it still has the fights. It still has the satisfying ending. But the ending is not all about him defeating the his ultimate opponent. It's all about him being let go by these Foreign Legion guys and then reunited with his family. And that's how the movie ends.
That's what I love about it. It's just you care about the character so much too, right?
Yeah.
He's like modest and humble and maybe a little naive, but he's not just trying to play like this badass, he really connects with the audience. There's a lot of heart there.
You definitely got heart, Lionheart. Don't ever lose it because you never get back.
And the really cool thing I like about that movie is that it's a movie. I mean, yes, it could be considered in the martial arts genre, but the thing is, if you're talking about like some of these other low grade ones with like Gary Daniels or Billy Blanks or whatever, I would never recommend that movie as a movie to somebody. If they want to see like a couple fight scenes and strictly a martial arts movie, okay, maybe check that out. But for like a normal average person who's not even into martial arts, I would recommend Lionheart. Like, this is a movie. You don't even have to like martial arts. This is just a good movie. In fact, I made my mom watch it the other day because I told her, hey, I'm going to talk to the director and writer of this great movie that just happens to have martial arts in it. She loved the movie, and she's not even really into martial arts.
Right. Well, among Van Damme's fans, the female fans generally like Lionheart above all his other movies because he's being a total sweetheart. He's taking care of his little niece. He's taking care of his family. It's just not your typical tough guy, I'm going to kick everybody's ass kind of a movie. So women,
it's not the typical Michael Jai White or Scott Adkins where they're just that badass kicking everybody's ass and you don't really care about the character. Here's the thing, I think one reason why Van Damme is so popular and beloved is because of a movie like Lionheart, because you connect with the character, you like the character so much that it kind of like leaves the character and you kind of see Van Damme as the character, and it's just you can't help but love Van Damme in addition to Leon. Right,
yeah. But he's really not like that guy in Lionheart.
But growing up watching it, I'm thinking like, this is the same guy. This is why I love this guy. But how different is he in real life?
If you want to know the real Van Damme, he really is a cross between Chad and Alex.
Oh, that's funny.
Double Impact, because I knew him well enough. So basically, I was able to extract those two different parts of his personality. And of course, he accentuated them in the movie. But basically, that's how I created those two guys. And so the real Van Damme, it's not either one of them; it's both of them combined. He's got those two personalities in
that's
one
interesting person. Yeah, I could see that. Like if I had to guess, I would say he seems more like Chad in real life, but it's interesting that he's like a cross between the two.
Like the martial arts fans see him more like Alex in real life, or they want to believe he's more like Alex.
Yeah, sure.
But it's really a cross between the two. He's got that sensitive side and he's got that tough badass side, and they both coexist within the same person.
I mean, that's why that movie was so great and it worked so well. Because again, even like that dude at the gym that told you he's got a brother. These are two different guys. It's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, you know more about it than I do. So.
That's funny. That is funny. For a more in-depth discussion on that, make sure to check out our previous video I did titled, Is Van Damme More Like Chad or Alex in Real Life?